This one has the I don't know how to say it, but it sounds good.
Okay.
Damn, there's 15 grams of sugar in this?
Trust me.
Who the was that guy?
I don't know. I think he played quarterback or something.
All right, guys, in my Max 6, we're back at the Dragons Lair in Las Vegas, and for the very first time on Jay Cutler TV, I have the honor to have Alan Olvera. Alan, welcome to Muscle Beach TV, my friend.
Appreciate you, Dave. Thank you for having me, man. It's an honor to be here.
So I had a phone call from Jay recently, and as Jay has the reputation to have a very good eye in the industry, he got in touch with Mark Anthony and said, you need to show these guys competing in 4 weeks at the Utah show. And we never had a chance to meet prior. You've been a new member of the Dragons Lair, and we met here for the first time. And I have to say, he looks unbelievable, this guy, and I'm really glad we get a chance to meet. Thank you for coming on a Sunday to the Dragons Lair.
No, awesome. You know what, man? I'm humbled and grateful to be here. It's, I'm a big fan, as many of you guys out here, huge fan of bodybuilding, huge fan of Jay, huge fan of yours here. It's just been an incredible opportunity.
So we had a chance to catch up a little bit before the shoot because there's a lot to tell about this guy. He's got a very full life. You're an example, I think, for a lot of people in the industry, and once they get to know your story a little bit, I think people will be very inspired by your story. So take me back a little bit. I want to go over how you got introduced into bodybuilding, but let's go back before that even. Jay's a very big fan of the military, the law enforcement, and you've done all those things. So we're going to go back a little bit before bodybuilding and explain to people how you got started. So you actually went in the military at 17 years old, you told me, right?
Yeah. So to try to summarize the whole half of my life, really, at 17 years old, I graduated high school early, went into the Air Force, spent my time overseas in living in England. After that, I moved out here to Las Vegas back in 2005, and shortly thereafter, I started a career in law enforcement, and I've been doing that now for over 15 years.
Wow. And you're still young. You're only 36 years old.
Yeah, 36 right now.
So you're right in your prime.
Yeah, I'm just in the prime of my muscle maturity is hitting its peak. I'm just rounding into form, and some of my best is still yet to come. So I'm excited.
Why did you get started into bodybuilding and fitness? And you're actually doing men's physique, correct?
Yes, yeah.
So what got you started in the competitive arena and you wanted to do bodybuilding?
Well, I've always been a huge fan of weightlifting in general. Growing up as a kid, I was a huge fan of all the Sylvester Stallone movies, Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Arnolds, of course, right? So I always had a passion for fitness. Middle school, high school, like most kids in school, got into weight training, playing high school sports and things like that. As an adult, it evolved into more of a passion, just wanting to get stronger, wanting to get bigger, seeing all the bodybuilding magazines like, Jay and Ronnie and everybody. Fast forward a little bit more, a couple mentors of mine throughout my life, got me into competitive men's physique, and it slowly progressed into something that I found myself to actually be I thought I was pretty good at, and it's evolved to this point now where I became a Ifbb pro, and now we have plans to, with everything falls in line, hopefully make it to the Olympia this year.
So talk to me a little bit about the early years. What year did you actually start competing?
So 2014 was officially my first year. That was the first year I went to did a national show. My very first national show,
which was
the USA's here in Vegas, and somehow, luckily, I placed top 5. Right, very first national.
That's not
show.
Easy.
No, it wasn't. The
USA especially.
Yeah, and not knowing any better, right? It was I didn't know the level of what I was actually competing at. I lost to a very good competitor who ended up being the overall, who ended up becoming one of my good friends, and Ryan Hinton.
Okay.
He's who ended up being a great friend of mine and even coached me for a few years. Right. I mean, he's still a great mentor of mine as well. He still helps me, critiques me, gives me a ton of feedback all the time. But we became friends since that day, and since that day on, he's been on kind of guiding me along the way. You know, I've had the pleasure of having some really good people in my corner, from Sip Wilford, who started me out, to Ryan Hinton, to Manny Torres, who's still in my corner today. And these three guys have helped shape and mold me and really created the evolution of my bodybuilding career.
That's important to surround yourself with a good team in bodybuilding. People think it's a single sport, but it's a lot more to it than that. Right?
Yeah, no, I mean, on top of being surrounded by good, strong people, intelligent people, the support system, like you said, is to me the biggest thing. It's a team of people. It's not just at the end of the day, yes, the athlete gets on stage and gets the accolades and the rewards, right? But that's not attainable, in my opinion, without the people who are supporting you, your entire group of people. For me, it's those people like that, and it's my wife, it's my children, it's everything to me, because I don't accomplish any of those things without those people by my side. I'm not able to do any of these things without them.
Let's talk about your family. You have a beautiful wife, which is right behind the camera, which we can't see right now. We'll see her in the outtake in the training video, because I caught her a couple of times. But you also have four beautiful children. Yeah. So you have your hands full, man. You have a career, you have a family, you have 4 kids. Tell me how you're able to manage being a professional athlete and finding that balance between work in law enforcement and family time.
Very, very carefully. A lot of planning, a lot of communication with my wife. Everything is in our lives is pretty much scheduled, coordinated, and thought out. There's not many things that come up in our lives that are at the whim of a notice. We're just kind of at the drop of a hat, pick up and do things, just because we have a wide range age of children. Our oldest is 17 years old, to our youngest, who's 4 years old. So we have a lot of commitments, a lot of responsibilities, and between trying to be, first and foremost in my life, the best husband possible, the best father possible, trying to honor the commitment and integrity that I have to my career, and to try to be the best athlete that I can. It's a balancing act, and it's one that's not easily achieved by just throwing things together. You have to plan that all out to be successful. It may be at a slower pace than sometimes we would want it to be. Any type of success that we've had has not been,
instant.
Yeah, but it wasn't an instant. I'm not an overnight success story. I've been at this, like I said, since 2014. But we have continued to progress, and we've continued to get better every year, every single year, and that is our plan, to continue to be better. And this year, the goal is to make the Olympia. That's the next step for us.
Just by seeing your wife and meeting her today, I can see she's actually also in really good shape. It seems like you guys are very. It seems to be a fit family. Tell me a little bit about what your wife does to make your life so much easier to compete and be a professional athlete, because I'm sure she's a huge part of this.
She is the number one reason I have any success in any of this. She makes my life extremely easy. I wake up, I mentioned because of my career and everything, so I wake up at 4 a.m. every day to get my fasted cardio done, shower, get dressed, do all the things I need to do to get ready for work. But by the time I'm in between all that, I come downstairs, my breakfast is ready, meal 1 is ready for me to eat, and my meals 2 through 4 are packed up in my bag, ready for me to go. She cooks all my meals fresh daily, so I don't have to eat food that's been kind of sitting there in the fridge for a day or two. That gets really old pretty fast, as any competitor would tell you. But this is all done as a team. Everything we do is all teamwork. It's all a collaborative effort, and all the success seriously is attributed to her, to our children, for allowing us the time to be able to accomplish all of this, right, as far as our schedules go, giving me the time to go train after work, to be able to have the freedom to do so. She handles a lot of things at home. So again, everything is just done with us in communication and working together to allow the success to occur. But again, it's all a team effort.
Yeah. Talk about the kids. How are they seeing their dad being a pro athlete and see him on stage and stuff? Are they proud of you? They must be proud.
Yeah, it's I think I mentioned to you earlier about my oldest, my teenager. He was I was walking out the door today to come here to meet you, and he still was kind of in disbelief that I was going to be, on.
Say shout out to him.
Yeah, Marcus, I told you I was going to be here, kid.
He wasn't lying.
I mean, it's still surreal to me because I don't envision myself as anything other than just
You're humble.
a husband and a father. Because that's, at the end of the day, I have to go home, and that's my life. That's my happiness. That's my place. This is my therapy. This is my passion, what I love to do. But I always go home to what I love the most, and that's my family, right? But my seeing the smiles on their faces, for all my children. I have 3 boys and 1 girl. My little girl is my biggest cheerleader. She goes to all of my shows. She almost cries at the idea that we're not going to take her with us to a show. She has that much fun, and she's been to tons of national shows with me. She's flown across the country to Pittsburgh, South Carolina with
What's her name?
McKinley, yeah, and so it's this whole journey for us has been one entertaining, huge moment for all of us, but it's been an ongoing moment that's continuous, and it's continued to give us happiness, continue to give us moments of memories to enjoy for our future, because life's short. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. It's one of the things that the reality that my career has enforced in me, as far as recognizing, enjoying the moments, appreciating what you do have today, not worrying too much about what's next year or 5 years from now, because we don't know if we're going to get that. So today, the here, the now, these moments, these smiles, this is what we're living for.
You live in the moment. That's great. Yeah. Talk to me about law enforcement a little bit. How does that mesh with bodybuilding and competing? I mean, obviously, everyone who has competed at one point or another knows it's huge dedication, time, money, commitment. How does your work fit into that? Tell me a little bit about work.
Well, in the position that I'm in right now, I'm able to balance everything as far as getting my meals in, being able to travel with my meals, having access to a microwave, refrigerator, things like that, a lot sooner. So it's been a very nice change, over this last year now versus the first 6 years or so that I was competing.
So you have a new position now that you did before when you first got in. Okay.
Yeah, it's changed recently, and so I have the opportunity now to kind of work out of an office where I can kind of control and have almost ensure that my meals are going to be on time, not delayed by any reason or anything like that, right? And so that's been a huge plus. I'm actually working. Prior to this, I was working nights for the last 5.5 years.
Graveyard, huh?
Yeah, and which was
Did you like it?
challenge. Yeah, I mean, I make the best out of every situation. So we make.
That's not easy.
You make it what it is, right? It's all on perspective on how you look at things, right? I mean, you can sit and complain about something, or you can take it for what it is and try to find the silver lining in everything and make it work for you. So then that's what we did. We made it work for us, and now fast forward to where we are now. It's been a huge change being able to actually get good REM sleep, get a nice normal routine like most people in the world do, sleeping at night, coming home for dinner and being home, being available. I still have long days, obviously, with training and everything, but
everything you do, you love.
Yeah, everything in my life is in line with what we want to do. So there's nothing that's there's no negative. There's no negative. You know what I mean? I mean, life isn't perfect, of course, but anybody that says that it is, I think they got a little bit more behind that story than, life is good. And I have everything that I've ever asked for with my wife and kids. We're all healthy. We have everything that we need, and everything else is truly icing on our cake right now. So we're just enjoying the ride, enjoying our life for what it is, and we're just looking forward towards the future, see what else we can accomplish.
You got a great attitude, man, I got to say. Talk to me about bodybuilding and where you want to take it. So obviously you're a pro now. You did your pro debut last year at the same show you're gonna be doing. So in Utah, what's it called again?
Wasatch Warrior show.
Yeah, I can't say that.
Yeah. No, it's a tongue twister.
So that'll be your second year as a pro, right?
It'll be my second year, but it's my my second show as a pro. I had to go. We did the show last year.
Because you made a promise.
I did. Robin held me to the promoter. Robin, she held me to it. This is my third year going back up to Utah for this same show. My first year I was still in the NPC and I won the overall there. That day, funny the way the story goes is Robin, you know, in a joking manner was like, hey, when you turn pro later this year, make sure you come back next year. And you know, being in the moment, being happy winning an overall, I'm like, absolutely, of course, I'm gonna come back and do this, right? And so fast forward, things worked out that year. I ended up earning my pro card, and shortly thereafter I got in contact with Robin, and she was like, hey, remember you said you were going to come back. And so yeah, I mean, it worked out, you know. And so with COVID and everything, right, things got pushed back, and it was just an odd year, right, for everybody last year. But we wanted to get a show under our belt just to kind of get the vibe, get the feel, stand next to all the amazing athletes. You know, I mean, it's a whole nother level, right? I mean, going up from any division, you know, the way I've tried to explain to people, it's like going from high school to college or college to the pros. You may be feeling like, you know, yeah, you belong, but the game speed is still different. There's still different levels to everything. So until you stand up there and you're standing next to them and you see the competition, then the reality hits you of like, oh, okay, this is what it is, or at least that's the experience for me. And it was great. It was a great learning experience. You know, I mean, I took my lumps, and I'll take it with a smile on my face because it helped me mentally to prepare for this year, and it helped ensure my approach this year was going to be completely different to what it was, and I'm coming in with a whole different attitude this year.
What did you work on the most since last year, would you say?
The biggest thing has been always trying to bring up my back density, thickness, details, which for me will always be a work in progress until it becomes my ultimate strength, right? My chest and my shoulders have always been my strong points, and they still are. So until my back surpasses that, no, I want it to be my strong point, period. You know. So until that happens, my answer is always going to continue to be my back. But one of the main goals was to return to form for my conditioning, which is what the judges have always known me for, and I've achieved that. I already know I've achieved that, and I still have 4 more weeks to.
It's a long time if you're in
Yeah. But it's okay because I have, like I said, I have a long-term goal for that. So it's the mentality is I have more to push out. There's no the finish line is still way down the line. So I'm still pushing like I'm still behind, you know.
So what's your next goal? Now that you have achieved pro status, what is it you want to accomplish next?
Winning our first pro show and qualifying for the Olympia. That's the immediate goal. You know, that's what we're looking towards. That's what we're working for. And truthfully, nothing else is in our mind right now other than winning a pro show and qualifying for the O in that match.
So you're a step guy.
Yeah. No, everything's step by step for us. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, everything's been a progression for us, and we're okay with that. It's I've worked for everything in my life, and this is no different for me. So I will continue to prove myself. I'm going to continue to work until we reach our goal. We've met every goal we've set so far, and this goal is going to be no different.
Talk to me a little bit about the people that have meant a lot to you in the industry, and if there's anyone that you want to. Are you moving away from me? Don't move away from me. No. Here's why I was like, go like this. It's okay. So talk to me about some of the people that have influenced you in the industry and in the sport, and who that maybe you want to thank, or I'm sure there's a lot of people that helped you along the way.
Oh goodness, man! You know what? Living here in Vegas, like I told you earlier, man, it's been awesome because you're exposed to champions galore. I mean, you know, a good friend of mine, Mark Anthony, you know, who else better to have, you know, by your side almost all the time.
Original.
First ever Mr. Olympia, you know, I mean, he's constantly in my corner. He's as far as he's always in it. A lot of it with Mark is mentally, the way he's changed my approach to a lot of things mentally. There's a big key to that. It's not just the training or anything else. There's a mental aspect to this, you know. But having access to people like Latoria Watts, Jay living here, you know. I mean, I'm friends with Austin Carr, who's just walking in right now, you know. But the city's inundated with pros, and now Flex being here in town, right, opening up this amazing facility here. It keeps getting better and better, you know. And this is only going to continue to make me a better athlete, being surrounded by some of the top pros in the entire world, you know. I mean, Brandell's here, you know, Mustafa's here. I mean,
Gordon's coming.
Yeah, Sean's going to be here. You know, I mean, where else are you going to get the type of motivation, you know? So this is just icing, like I keep saying. It's icing upon icing. So it's amazing. I'm so excited for the future just to see what I can pull out of myself from being around all these amazing champions, you know.
Alan, you're only 36, and I know you're a step guy, so you're not going to want to get ahead of yourself. But let's say you do qualify for the Olympia. Do you have aspiration? Is it for you? Because maybe not everyone wants to win the Olympia. Would you like to win the Olympia one day if it gets to that?
Man, you know, I mean,
you train to win.
In a perfect world, sure, absolutely. You know,
I think you make a great Olympia representative.
I mean, it's I guess I'd be lying if I said that it wouldn't be a dream, you know. But again, I try to keep myself grounded into, you know,
You're a humble guy.
steps. You know, it's just, well, it's you know, I have a lot to work on to prove myself, and I hope to earn the you know, my place in the sport, and I'm going to continue to work to try to prove myself and to earn my position in that sport. Where that lands me, time will tell. But I will always continue to work to bring the best out of myself. And I'm excited to see where that ending is. Again, in a dream world, absolutely, of course. You know, who wouldn't want to be known to be the best in the entire world at the thing that they love the most? You know.
I think part of the reason for your answer is because you have a really full life, a balanced life, a great family, a great career, and I think the fact that you don't rely on bodybuilding for an income has a lot to do with that also, which I think is great because it means that as long as you're competing, you're doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your family, for the right reasons, and as long as you keep making progress, you keep getting better. So I think it's a good reason to do it. There's no bad reason for you to keep competing and to keep trying to get better, right?
Yeah, no, you know what? We started doing this out of love, out of passion for it. I love the art of it, being able to sculpt and build and craft and change, you know, your physique to whatever image you think is what you should present. And you know, we are, you know, sufficient as far as, you know, everything else goes for our lifestyle. This is done out of passion. This is done out of the love of the sport. You know, we never got into the sport for celebrity or financial reasons or anything like that. Any of those things that happen, again, it's just like everything else. It's just icing on top of a cake. You know, this is for us. It's still about the passion that we have for it, and more so, it's been evolving into. I've come in contact with people over the years who've you know been like, hey man, thanks, that's you know, I've been following you, you've been a great inspiration and things like that. So noticing that people have been inspired by you know, just
that's great
posts, you know, that means more to me than anything else. So being able to make, even if it's just one person who says that, you know, thank you man, you inspired me because of this.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's totally different, you know. But it's humbling, you know. I have a gratitude for that. It's like it makes it all worth it when you are posting things, and it makes you go, okay, you know what, I'm going to share this because I don't care if it's only 5 people in the world that like it. Maybe that one of those 5 people, maybe it made a difference to them. Yeah. And you know what, that's enough, you know. So
How can people reach you? I know you just started your own YouTube channel, which is very smart. I'm glad your wife is helping you with that, because that you don't know where that's going to take you. But also you have an Instagram and a website. So give your contact info so people can find you on Instagram or YouTube.
Yeah, so the YouTube is just under my name, Alan Olvera, right? Olvera. And my Instagram's under.
It's different.
Yeah, it's going to be 32 and my initials AO32, and most people they've asked me about the 32. It's because there's 3 boys and 2 girls in my life. So it's just 32. Yeah, it's 32 my initials and 32. So because that's they're the beginning and I'm in the middle and they're my end. So they say everything from
like it.
That's what it is. Yeah, and that's how they can reach me through there. Those are the 2 main social sites that we use. My wife is tremendous. Like I said, like everything else with my meals and everything, she runs all the YouTube stuff. She's just
You got a good one.
everything. Yeah, I'm blessed. I'm beyond blessed, man. I don't know how I got lucky like this,
You
but
must have done something good in the past life.
one life, I must have did something right where, I got blessed to have her in my life now, and but that's how they can find me, man. And then that's it's all about trying to inspire people now. Just trying to share our story with people, trying to show people that it's everything in your life that you dream of is attainable if you want to work at it. And it may be hard, it may be difficult, you may fail multiple times. Like, it took me multiple times to reach where I am today, but if you have the passion and the drive for it, you'll reach your goals, and you'll find a way to get there. And that's kind of the gist of our story of what we're trying to
Moral
show
of the story.
Yes.
Alan, thank you so much for coming on JTV today. Good luck in 4 weeks at your show. You look great today. And I hope we get to film again, maybe before your Olympia debut. That'd be nice.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I'm planning on that with you. All right.
Dave Mathematics 6 with Alan Olvera, and thank you so much for watching JTV, and we're out.